These mods have never known defeat. Welcome back to another episode of the best mods of the week in Baldur's Gate 3's Mod Manager and Nexus mods for the week ending June 13th. We got a lot of great stuff. For a brief preview of what's to come, we got a huge update to the Faerun Fashionistas Mega Pose Pack, now with over 2,000 poses, an excellent mod here for Elden Ring fans, as well as superpowers. We also have an advanced enemy randomizer, and we also have Mazzle's Group Climbing Fix now on Mod.io. There's a lot of great things to cover here this week, but I first want to talk about the Faerun Fashionistas Mega Pose Pack. This now has over 2,000 different poses here. If you see a screenshot that I've posted or a thumbnail for my videos, it's likely made with the poses in this mod. And as mentioned, there are now over 2,000 different poses here, and there's a lot of really cool stuff. I honestly highly recommend checking this one out. And I will have a link to my Discord in the description of this video if you want to share your photos, because I do have a channel for that. Lots of great stuff here, though. It's incredible. Basically, it encompasses all of these pose packs that you see here. And then there's also 149 unique poses that are only available in this mod. Now, next up, as someone who has played through Elden Ring over 15 times, I love this mod. The Scarlet Goddess Progressive Equipment Pack here by Skirby has, as you can imagine, a mod that lets you look like Malenia. The VFX for this mod are seriously out of this world with the scarlet butterflies there. Yeah, it is amazing. Very reminiscent of Malenia, and I'll just go through some of the animations here. They blow my mind. Incredible. The goddess flight here gives you actual wings. This is going down Hall of Fame in Baldur's Gate 3 mods. This is so cool. And the best part about this mod is you don't have to fight Malenia to actually use this mod. So incredible stuff. It's got Scarlet Bloom, a whole bunch of thematic different abilities here, and you can see it there, folks. This is next level. As a progressive equipment pack, you do unlock these as you continue to level up, and the armor itself also has a bunch of different benefits as you continue to level up, but it's cool because it gives a penalty to your constitution score, as that would make sense. You can create clouds of scarlet mist if you drop below 50% health, and also turn invisible. You also become immune to blindness and darkness. You get a kick riposte attack with this, and you're immune to difficult terrain. You are when you move a goddess flight, you do not provoke opportunity attacks, and the blades themselves come with a bunch of different attacks. You also inflict the Scarlet Curse here when you hit an enemy with your weapon, and there's a weaker version of the swords as well if you don't want to go with a stronger version. Love that they did this. These are also light finesse, extra reach weapons, and they heal you upon attack, much like Malenia. Galenia, Blade of MiqGalea. I don't know. This mod is incredible, though. Highly worth checking this out by Skirby. Next up, we got Superpowers here by Aurelius2112. Now what this class or this mod does is it adds some superpower effects to each of the classes here, or not each of them, but a number of them. Like the Paladin gets the Solar Uppercut, which can generate turns of Powerhouse. You also get different cantrips like the Solar Blast. It also adds in new spells to characters like the Wizards here, getting Rune Rockets, Magitech Armor, and new cantrips like the Anthropic Bolt and Storm Strike. So this will basically add a different archetype to each of these classes. There's the Speedster Rogue, the Anthropic Magician, Sorcerer, Wizard, or Warlock. You also have the Stormcaller Eldritch Knight, the Wizard, Magitech Engineer, and much more. This is actually a pretty large mod, and I highly encourage you to check it out. Now, the Mazzle's Group Climbing Fix mod here, I previously covered last week, but this is a completely redone version for Mod.io that uses Osiris scripting to make it work a little smoother if you don't want to use like the script extender, for example. Basically, in patch 7, Larian inexplicably changed how group climbing works so that only one person can do it at a time. If you've experienced that, you'll know how annoying that is. This will basically change it so that everyone can climb together. You can also use the script extender version if you want to download it on Nexus, but yeah, this is so cool now to see on Mod.io as well. Next up, this is awesome, the Recruit Karlach Earlier mod by Kalosina. Now, you may say, hey, you can get Karlach within like 15 minutes of playing the game. But what's cool about this is there are a ton of different dialogue lines, like whenever you go to the Grove, that you'll just end up missing out on without using a mod like this. So now Karlach is just down the road from where Astarion is. You can go meet up with her and see a ton of new dialogue that you've probably never seen before. This mod will also, if you bring Karlach to the Grove here, give you some unused dialogue with her and Will, so this is highly worth checking out as it just adds so much cool stuff to the game that you probably never experienced before if you weren't using a mod to do something like this sooner, and this just makes it very seamless. Next up, we got the Talassan's Robe, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, by Barry Semifreddo here. This is based on lightning and the Faerunian deity Talos. with this really cool lightning bolt design here. And what's awesome about this too is that it comes with some modular pieces like some of Barry Semifreddo's other ones. So if you want to have just the regular here, that's not like this armor set here is a little bit stronger, gives you chain lightning and lightning arrow immunity to lightning damage. There are regular versions as well, camp clothing, ones without VFX, and then you just have the torso if you want it without the sleeves, or if you just want the sleeves, you can go with that. And there's even a neckwear piece, or the boots. So really cool stuff. And I'll drop the chest here just because they have some really amazing chests that they create for these here. So yeah, little lightning chest that you can pair alongside their other watery and fiery ones. So yeah, this is another incredible outfit here by Barry Semifreddo. For your next Storm Sorcerer or Tempest Cleric run, you could use this outfit. It'd be perfect for it. Next up, we got the Arcadia Clothing and Light Armor mod here by Onyxia on Mod.io here. Now, I did previously cover this, the Nexus version last week, so you've probably seen that there. I'll keep it somewhat brief. This adds in multiple different outfits here for all the body types that you can see here. And this is what the armor looks like here. So really great stuff. Another incredible outfit by Onyx here. I tried to troubleshoot the next mod, but unfortunately don't have the time to be able to do that today. I've already spent a few hours getting this set up, but the Abyssal Glaive weapon here. I think this is an amazing armor or weapon mod here. It's a finesse glaive, two-handed with extra reach. It has a 1d10 slashing with additional cold and psychic damage, a bonus to initiative rolls. You cannot be surprised. And you can also inflict reverberation on the enemy. You get Misty Step and the Dimension Door spells there. In addition, here's what it looks like, the low poly version. And they even included the texture maps here, which I think is a nice touch. That is the Abyssal Glaive here. And again, apologies, I'm not sure why it's not popping up, but I do have some mods I do need to clean up. Next up, we got Taulmaril here. This is by Hater. This is a infamous bow that was passed on to Drizzt after the original owner had passed. This is a really nice looking bow here, and it actually fits very well within Baldur's Gate 3. I was fired off here to give you an idea of this. It's awesome. Now, that's not the only mod here. Drizzt has been having a lot of great weeks because we also did get another group of mods here by Hater, the Drizzt Swords, Icing Death, and Twinkle OG version, and they also have the other version here, the regular version. So there are two versions here, and this is the appearance here. You can see Minsk holding these as well. So the Icing Death getting additional necrotic and cold damage. It gets enchantments at level 1 through 5 and 9, and it gives the wielder resistance to fire damage and deals additional damage as you continue to level up. And with Twinkle, you can reduce your armor class, or the enchantment to increase your armor class and saving throw by 1, and it also has a glowing weapon effect. And then the other versions here, Twinkle gives Defender plus 3 AC, and the enchantment low level up alongside your character. And then the Icing Death here gets Frostbrand, which will grant the wielder resistance to fire damage and grants an additional 1 cold damage at 1, and it'll scale up to 1d6 at level 6+. And it's funny, that Frostbrand passive is actually kind of a reason that I named my Fire Frost and Flora Sword Frostbrand here. It's a D&D weapon. But yeah, these are original models made by Hater here, and I think that they look really nice, so I'll just quickly show these off here. So you got your choice between those, as well as the bow too. And next up, we have Draco's Fantasy Gunslinger here by Draco Tunes. With this mod, it adds a new class to the game that has 5 different subclasses at the time of writing. So you got the Deadeye subclass here, which will give you the ability to re-roll your damage die. The Marauder, which comes with the Marked for Death, increasing your overall damage to that target. The Maverick here, attack rolls can no longer be made with advantage or disadvantage, natural roller. And the High Roller, which gives you an increased critical hit chance, but it also gives you an increased critical miss chance. Pretty cool stuff. The Pirate here, gives you advantage on opportunity attacks. And when making an opportunity attack, you can use a revolver or hand mortar to make the attack instead of using the main hand weapon. And you also get to keep your friends close. Attacks made with a ranged weapon held in one hand do not have disadvantage against enemies in melee range. And then also the Sheriff here, which gives a bonus to your initiative equal to your charisma modifier, and you cannot be surprised. It comes with a revolver, hand mortar, and an arcane rifle here. Each come with their own special abilities like the Ricochet, Mobile Shots, Smoke Powder Slug. And they have it laid out nicely what each of the level ups will grant you. So in the interest of everyone's time, I'm just going to quickly go through some of the images here. Highly recommend you check this mod out because it is very cool. And there's a lot going on with this. So yeah, if a gunslinger style class is your fancy, this would be the mod for you. And another first time mod here, we got the Enchantress Class by Sweet Fungus. Now this one is focused on, it's not really a damage outright class, but it's all about using different types of like enchantment and illusion type spells to turn the tides of battle. And it also comes with some special abilities that Auntie Ethel has. There are no subclasses at the moment, but they're working on potentially adding that in the future, as well as some different spells and abilities and weapons and armor. If a Fae style class is something you like, this class will be for you. It's got a lot of fun abilities here. Some of the stuff is like pieced together from different classes. And I think that is a very well done idea here. And it has full level 20 support. It does not have any weapon or armor proficiencies, and it cannot learn spells from scrolls. So it is a pretty well balanced class across the board here. Now moving on to some Nexus mods. We got Advanced Enemy Randomizer here by Celerev. This is really cool. It uses the mod configuration menu. When you enter a combat encounter, it gives you different pools of enemies that it can pull from, and it's going to randomize those enemies based upon that. This ensures that you'll never get bored of Baldur's Gate 3 because you have so much control over what happens. There's different tiers for the enemies that you'll be facing off against. You know, go all the way up to tier 9 here, which has 30 avatars of true deities in the upper ceiling of D&D 5e material. This mod is honestly so cool. I'll likely have to do a full-on video on this one just because there's a lot to cover with this, but it's a great difficulty mod, and it completely changes your encounters within Baldur's Gate 3. And next up we have Mazzle's Level Directory by Mazzle23 here. This adds to the mod configuration menu an ability to transport yourself to any area in the game. Emerald Lake is actually where my characters are right now. We're at the bottom of the lake. So this just makes things a lot smoother if you have a bunch of location mods like myself and you want to be able to jump between them easily. This will let you do it very quickly. You can sort them by the author or by the name of the mod here. And this is all done through the mod configuration menu you have to have a requirement here of the Mazzle Docs 2.4 here to be able to load into this, but it's a nice graphical user interface here to just make things a lot smoother if you want to teleport between a bunch of locations, and it works for any location in the game as well. I was trying to create a new character for this next mod. I'm having a hard time showcasing these today, and I'm very short on time, unfortunately. But next we have the Crimson Hair Catalog Part 3 by Sweet Generous Things Mods. This adds in new hairstyles. I'm just going to go through their images. They always do a great job of showcasing what's possible with this. So you got the Royal Blood here. I'm just going to go through all the different ones. A great sequel to their other great mods. And we actually, funny enough, if you're a console player, we just got Crimson Hairpack 2 randomly on console yesterday. A random drop of just 2 mods. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of these, and that's the hairstyle that you see on my character that I was playing with, the Flawless. That's what my character has on there. Yeah, some pretty great stuff here. Just mermaid hair, very long, and very different from stuff that we have already in the game. This has some nice highlights too, so if you like to add different highlights to the hairstyles, they work very well with this mod. So that is the Hair Catalog Part 3 by Sweet Generous Things. And next up we got the Universal Pose Patcher by Julesberry. This is a mod that just configures, so weird thing, if you use photo mode mods, typically you can only have one installed at a time without using different types of patches. This will just allow pretty much most of them to be able to appear properly in photo mode. And there's a future update coming soon. This is just a smooth and easy way to be able to get this to work properly. And you may want to look out for different mods that have the Universal Pose Patcher, the little badge here to showcase that. And also what I liked is that there's some instructions for modders to make this nice, smooth, and simple. So for those that have a lot of different photo mode mods, this is a mod to look into. And next we have the Blood Hunt outfit for body type 1 by a Euro here. Now, this adds in a new outfit that you can get in the tutorial chest. There's a small, pretty dress for vampires here, as you can see. I'm just going to give you this view here of it. I just wanted to highlight this. So yeah, that is the Blood Hunt outfit for body type 1. It doesn't come with any stats. Next up is the Sights of the Seelie Overhaul here by Max Strength Wizard. Now, this is a really cool mod because if you got the spell Sights of the Seelie, you'll notice that it is pretty boring. It just gives you the planar ally diva spell here. So this changes it because you now get to choose between a autumn Eladrin or a spring, summer, or winter version of them, completely changing the spell and making it feel unique. And again, you got the different options here. They come with different abilities as well. So things like Otto's Irresistible Dance to emit a joyful presence, Sleet Storm for the winter version of that. I think this is such a cool mod because it adds to something in Baldur's Gate 3 that just feels kind of lackluster in terms of its ability, and it makes it that much more unique. This is a great mod for like a Baldur's Gate 3 Vanilla Plus playthrough. And if you want to see the abilities here, you can just pause this. They'll all have 165 HP and 19 armor class with different amounts of movement speed depending. The summer one has a bit more movement speed. Now we got some pose packs here. This is the Ardicarios Hell Hath No Fury Body Type 3 and All Body Types pose pack. Anytime that you see a mod pack that says a specific body type, you can use really whatever with it. Some of them will look a little bit off, but for the most part, they work very smoothly together. So I just want to answer that question there. So yeah, you got lots of different options for some really great pictures. So I'm always a big fan of the different photo mode mods out there because there's a lot of creativity in the modding community here, and this lets you express it with your characters and make some pretty cool shots. So yeah, definitely worth checking out Hell Hath No Fury by Ardicarios. Next, we got the Lovers of Salvation pose pack by Marry Me. And with this mod here, some more romantic poses. So I'll just go through some of their shots here that they've done, and an incredible job with these. So you can get real creative again with these. And I'd highly recommend pairing these with some of the different appearance mods that we have in the game, or map mods, I should say. So yeah, you can get exactly that creative with it. And Little House of Imagination's Music of the Night Revamped Edition. So this has some more great romantic photo mode mod poses that you can add into your playthrough. Really cool shots here. So I just want to go over them. And yeah, highly recommend checking this one out. And I will give a little sneak peek of my next mod that I am working on here. It is a staff, and thank you to Incognito Burrito for the help with that. I was hoping to release it this week, but I got a lot of really negative feedback on my Dark Urge weapon pack, and I just want to say I'm sorry if I offended anyone that's a big fan of Dirge by making a mod that's, I don't know. Obviously, there's a lot of positive feedback as well, but for some reason, there's been bot attacks on my channel. Very frustrating, so I felt a little bit demotivated to finish that mod this week, and I apologize. I wanted to get it out, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. If you're enjoying mods out there, I highly encourage you to leave some positive feedback about the mods, because that kind of stuff means a lot to the mod creators who spend hundreds of hours making these mods for you to enjoy. So just want to head off with a bit of a positive message there. We'll hopefully finish that up this week, but hope you guys all have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next one.